Class is in session. Welcome to Finance University, the only school where the tuition is free, and you know what? The degree actually pays you back. I'm your Dean of Dollars, and today we are performing a full-on forensic audit on our latest research materials, what to do when your income has a mind of its own.
So, if you're a freelancer, a gig worker, maybe a commission-based salesperson, does this sound familiar? One month you're feeling like a king, and the next you're checking the couch cushions for spare change. It is a financial roller coaster. And let's be honest, it is exhausting. The highs are incredible, but those lows, they can be absolutely brutal if you're not ready for them.
All right, so let's put on our lab coats and get to work. The very first step in taming this wild beast is just to understand it. We're going to treat this like financial first aid, okay? First, we stop the bleeding. Then we assess the damage, and only then do we build a real long-term wellness plan.
Now take a look at this. We're calling it the gig economy mountain range, and for good reason. I mean, this isn't just a financial statement, it looks more like a seismograph reading right after an earthquake. You've got these huge peaks and these terrifying valleys. The income here is swinging from $2,000 to $8,000 in a single month. This is the reality for millions of people out there.
In this picture right here, it perfectly captures the single biggest trap that people fall into. When you have that $8,000 month, your brain immediately wants to lock in a lifestyle that costs $8,000 a month. But as our source from Monify wisely points out, that's like planning a cross-country road trip and just assuming you'll only hit green lights and never see a bit of traffic. It's not just optimistic, it is a straight-up recipe for disaster. So if budgeting on your best month is a total catastrophe, what's the alternative? We need a practical plan, and we need it like yesterday. Well, the Monify source provides a fantastic 101-level textbook solution. This is for stopping the financial bleeding right now and building a solid foundation. This is the immediate, actionable stuff.
And the solution, as this slide lays out, is actually pretty straightforward. You're not guessing. You're not hoping. You're using your own data to create a predictable salary for yourself. So you pull 12 months of income. You line them all up from your worst month to your best, and then you pick your second or third lowest month. That number, not your best, not even your average, that is your new reality. That is the salary you pay yourself every single month.
Okay, let's talk about emergency funds for a second, because the standard advice, it needs a serious upgrade here. A 3-month emergency fund is for people with stable, predictable paychecks. For you, the goal is bigger. We're talking 6 to 12 months of essential living expenses. This isn't just some safety net. This is a financial fortress. This is where you become a real financial strategist, and you have 2 different playbooks. As you can see, in a high-income month, you are playing offense. You are aggressively saving, you're paying down debt. But in a low-income month, you switch to defense. You're covering the essentials, making minimum payments, and drawing from those reserves you built up during the good times. It's a feast and famine strategy, but the key is, you're in control of both.
Now, when those lean months inevitably hit, you might be tempted by things that look like a lifeline. This is where you should be seeing flashing red lights and hearing alarm bells in your head. These quick cash or payday loan services are not a safety net, they are a trapdoor that leads straight into a nasty cycle of debt.
And this quote from Money Mentors says it all, a 400% annual interest rate. Let that sink in. That's not a loan, that's financial arson. It's like you're trying to put out a small fire in your budget, but you end up burning the whole house down instead. You have to avoid these at all costs. Okay, so we've applied the first aid, we've stopped the bleeding. Now it's time to move from the emergency room to the gym. Let's talk about long-term financial fitness. These are the PhD-level concepts that turn those simple tactics we just talked about into a powerful wealth-building strategy.
And the first big idea we have to get our heads around is human capital, which we're pulling from the Portfolio Construction Forum. Think of it this way. Your financial portfolio, your stocks, bonds, your 401k, that's the car. But your human capital, your ability to earn money with your skills and your time, that is the engine. And for most of your life, that engine is vastly more valuable than the car it's in.
This shift in thinking also forces us to completely redefine risk. I mean, the traditional view is all about market volatility. How bumpy is the ride going to be? But life cycle investing theory flips the script. It says true risk isn't a bumpy ride, it's failing to reach your destination. It's about funding your life, not just maximizing a number on a screen. And honestly, this is something I even have to remind myself of from time to time. All right, you ready for the graduate level course? This next idea is what separates the undergrads from the PhDs in personal finance.
It comes from a classic NBER paper by the brilliant Zui Bodhi. And believe me, it's a total game changer for anyone with a variable income.
Take a second and really read this quote. Labor supply flexibility is a kind of insurance. So what does that actually mean? It means your ability to hustle, to pick up an extra project, to work a few more hours if you need to. That is a massively valuable asset. It's like a built-in insurance policy against your investments going south.
So what does this actually mean for you? It means that your flexibility, that hustle, it's your financial superpower. Because you have the option to earn more if the market tanks, you can actually afford to take on more risk in your investment portfolio, not less. Your powerful human capital acts as a counterbalance to your riskier financial capital. I mean, it is a profound shift in perspective.
So how do we put it all together? How do we combine that 101 level first aid with this graduate level theory? Well, we build a single unified plan.
And this slide right here puts all the puzzle pieces together. You build that huge emergency fund, not just for emergencies, but to protect your ability to earn. That's your human capital. You pay yourself that baseline salary to smooth out your lifestyle, which is a core idea of life cycle theory. You use those big windfall months to rapidly convert your earning power into real financial assets. And, most importantly, you see your flexibility not as a weakness, but as a license to invest for real growth. Ultimately, it all comes down to this one question. Managing a variable income isn't just about surviving the lows and enjoying the highs. No, it's about building a system that transforms unpredictable earnings into a predictable, powerful strategy for funding the life you actually want to live. Think about that. That's the bell for today, folks. If you want your financial degree to keep paying you back, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to join the student body. To keep the lights on here at the university, check out our affiliate links in the description and the pinned comment. It's the best way to support the channel. Remember, we drop fresh knowledge every Wednesday and Saturday. Class dismissed.